tips will make your execution of your gymnastic skills much easier, and it will make your skills look much better as well, and better enable you to move on to harder skills. So strength and conditioning is really important. The way this video is going to work is that I'm going to show you a demonstration of what we're going to be doing. I'm going to give you guys a few tips, and then I'm going to set a timer and let you guys do the exercise alongside with me. So you won't need a stopwatch or anything to join in. If you find some of the exercises a bit harder, I have some slightly easier versions as well. Okay, let's get started. Before we go straight into the strength and conditioning, we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up just to get our body going. So we're going to start with a little bit of running on the spot, making sure you're pushing through your feet, getting your arms involved as well, and just try to keep your breathing as normal as possible. So breathing in through your nose, out through your nose, or out through your mouth. And we're going to get a little bit faster and start to get our knees a little bit higher. Try to stretch your feet as they come off the floor, working through your feet, getting your feet warmed up as well. Nice job, well done. A little bit higher with the knees and a bit faster. And don't forget to try to keep your breathing nice and normal. We're going to start kicking our feet behind us now. Try to be nice and springy off the floor, and try to stretch your feet as well. Good job, well done. We're now going to get our legs out side to side. So we're going to put one leg out, we're going to make it hit the other leg and push it out of the way. And then we're going to keep going. Again, you're trying to be nice and springy on your feet. Trying to get a nice rhythm going, trying to point your toes. Same thing, but your legs are going to go out in front now. And see if you can get them out behind you. This one looks a bit funny. Give it a go. We're going to do some switches now. So one arm and one leg out in front, nice opposites. And switch, switch, and keep going. Good job, well done, keep going. Try to keep a nice rhythm, keep your breathing. And stop. Marching on the spot now. Bring your breathing back to normal. And a little bit of jogging again. You don't have to lift your knees too high. Don't forget to work through your feet though, we're warming them up as well. And we're gonna go for some jumping jacks now, out and in. It's a little bit easier for me because I'm on a sprung floor. You guys probably have to work a little bit harder at home. Good job, we're gonna go into some rebounds now. Sometimes I describe it as imagining you are skipping with an invisible skipping rope. You're basically just trying to keep bouncing off the floor with your feet together. Stretching through your feet, make sure you hold your core. Because if we're too loose, we might damage your back a little bit. So nice and tight. You can swing your arms, you can put them on your hips. Don't forget to stretch through your feet. And we're going to go out now to a squat. So again, holding your core. Bending your knees, you can just go as low as your knees with your hips. Your arms can kind of do whatever. Keep going, well done. When you get to the top, you're going to squeeze your hips straight a little bit. Nice, well done. Now we're going to jump our feet together. Jump them out and squat. Feet together. Jump them out and squat. And we're going to go a little bit faster now. Good job. Get into a little rhythm. Hold your core. You should be starting to get nice and warm now. And stop. Well done. Shake your legs out. You're doing amazing. Nice work. We're going to start warming up all the big muscle groups in the body by doing a basic conditioning exercise to get the muscles fired up. So we've already started doing some work with our legs. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the exercise properly. We're just going to do some lunges. So you're going to take a step out in front. You can put your hands on your hips. Bring your knee down close to the ground. You can tip it, but don't bang it off the floor. And then push off your foot and bring your feet back together. You're trying to make a 90 degrees angle or like a box shape here with your legs. And we're going to do 10 together. Are we ready? Let's go. 1, push, feet together. 2, 3, 4, 5, keep going, well done. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. Shake the legs out. We're going to do a couple of heel raises next. So feet together. All you're going to do is put your hands on your hips. You're going to go up on your toes onto the balls of your feet. Squeeze your ankles together as you do so. Just lifting your heels off the ground. Up nice and high and bring them back down. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Heels up off the ground, back down. Making sure that you squeeze your ankles together each time. So we're just going to do 15 together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job. Keep going. 5, 6. Hold your core. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11. These are getting our calf muscles fired up. 13, 14, 15. Nice job. One foot behind the other. Keep the back leg nice and straight. Bend the front leg. Push all your weight downwards. Make sure your hips are square. Put weight into the front foot and the back foot. And make sure the back heel is on the ground. I'll turn sideways with the other leg so you can see. So my feet are facing forwards. Nice straight back leg. Pushing the heel into the floor. And this is a nice stretch for our calf muscles that we were just working on there. Make sure you've done both legs. Shake them out. Take a little breather for a sec. If you need to get a drink of water or anything, just pause the video and come back to it. We're going to be moving on to our core and arms next. Next, we're going to do our front support. It's a really important shape for lots of different skills in gymnastics, but especially for a lot of the skills that you can see on the bars, such as your casts. So to begin, I'm just going to turn sideways. So if you just watch the screen to see the demo, you're going to go into your angry cat position, which is where you're on your knees and your hands. You're going to have your shoulders just above your hands and your hands not too wide. So you can see that my arms are just shoulder width apart. So you don't want to be too wide or hands too close together. You're going to make a nice rounded shape in your back and keep your head neutral. So I'm not sticking my head out or dropping in and looking at my knees. It's just in the center. Pressing the weight through my fingers as well as the palms of my hands. I'm going to put one leg out behind me, holding that rounded shape in my back and my shoulders. And put the other leg out. And we're going to hold this shape, our front support. Make sure you don't start to sink down to the floor. And also you don't want to be lifting your bum up too high to the ceiling. So you're trying to do a nice kind of plank shape. It's just like doing plank on your elbows, except you're up on your hands. Front support, okay? So if you want to get ready into your starting position, so you can do your angry cat, one leg out and then the other. We're going to be holding this for 30 seconds, so you can listen to the timer on the screen, okay? Are we ready? Here we go. Everybody hold. You're trying to make sure that you're pushing up tall through your shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades shouldn't be sticking out, you shouldn't be able to see them. It should be a nice rounded shape in your shoulders. You're trying to engage your core, you're squeezing your bum a little bit. Make sure your legs are straight. Make sure your fingers are spread out. Spreading on your fingers means we have a wider base to balance on. Make sure your elbows are straight. Keep holding.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One knee down and the other, and have a little rest. Well done. So that should be firing up your arms, a little bit across your shoulders and your back, and a little bit in your core. Well done. So do a couple of circles with your shoulders. Shake your arms out. Some circles with your wrists. We were getting our wrists going there as well. A little bit of a shake. Well done. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more with our core now. So if you just watch the screen, I'll show you the demo of what we're going to do. We're going to be working on our dish shape. Dish shape, again, really important for gymnastics. It makes your core nice and strong, but it's also a really important shape for things like swings on bars. So what you're going to do is you can start sitting up, tighten up your legs, try to point your feet. The tighter your body is, it's kind of easier to hold. So what you're going to do is you're going to lie down, putting your lower back onto the floor. To here, keep your feet on the floor and hold this position. Shoulders and head off the floor. Then if you're feeling comfortable, you can try to lift your feet up as well. So we can hold this position. If you're quite advanced and you feel like you can move your arms to up past your ears and hold this longer shape. Okay? If you need a slightly easier version of this, you can put one foot on the floor, you can bend your knees in, so you might hold it like this, with feet on the floor, or you might try one leg up, you could try two legs up with the knees bent, you could try both legs straight, one foot on the floor, 2 feet on the floor, or your back down and practice just holding your legs up so that you're doing it in different sections, all right? So we're gonna go for the dish now. We're gonna hold it for 20 seconds because we're just getting the muscles fired up, okay? So is everybody ready? Sitting up, start to roll back, nice rounded shape. Keep your head off the floor. When you're ready, you can lift your feet up as well. You can bring your arms up by your ears. Here we go, 20 seconds. Make sure your lower back is pressed into the floor and your shoulder blades are off the ground. Don't hold too much tension in your neck. Keep your legs tight and your feet pointed. Lift your arms up if you can. And relax. Well done, guys, that was brilliant. That's a tough one. Okay, next up we're going to do our back. So we're going to turn over and we're going to do what's called an arch. So basically it's the opposite of the dish position. We're going to be resting on our tummies, a little bit on our hips. We're going to lift our arms and our head off the ground and our legs off the ground. So you can start lying down. Your head again is in a neutral position. It's going to be between your arms. You can look out at your fingers, but don't look out at your fingers by letting your head come up and your ears sticking out. So just try to remember that your arms are supposed to stay beside your ears the whole time. So down, my ears between my arms, my feet squeezed together, my legs nice and tight, and I'm going to lift everything off the floor, and we're going to hold. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Straight arms, fingers out in front, straight legs. Okay, everybody ready to give it a go? We're going to do 20 seconds. So lying down, squeeze nice and tight, and lift. Keep those legs nice and straight. Make sure your arms are as high as your ears. Don't have your arms out too wide. If you're struggling, you can bend your arms in. And if it's still hard, you can put your feet on the floor and just try to keep your upper body off the ground. And rest. Okay, that was great, guys. We were working our ankles, getting them warmed up. We worked our calves, we fired up our quads, we did our core, we did our wrists, arms, shoulders. So you should be kind of nicely warmed up in all your muscles, and we're going to just do a couple of stretches now before we do our strength and conditioning. So legs a little bit apart, engage your core and make sure you tuck your tummy in. So turn your hips under, and we're just going to do our shoulders backwards a few times. So this isn't going to be a full extended stretch, but it's going to be enough to make sure we're nicely warmed up before we do all our strength and conditioning. Nice straight arms backwards, and you can just look up and down. Again, up, down. We're going to go side to side. Engage your core. Keep your head nice and straight. It's just turning. Then you're going to bring your head to the side. Again, just keep it nice and straight and just turn it to the side. You can put your hand up on top of your head and apply a little bit of pressure, but be nice and gentle. Pull the other arm down the side. Good, and swap. Hand on top. A little bit of pressure, be very gentle. Pull your hand in the side to open up across your neck. Look up again and down one more time, and our hands on our head. Apply a little bit of pressure. Again, be very gentle. And hands down. Nice, well done. We're going to stretch over to the side, so feet a little bit wider, arm up on top nice and straight, and you're just going to reach over to the side. Make sure your weight is balanced across both feet, that you're not leaning too much towards the side you're going towards. Keep the arm nice and straight, and imagine someone's pulling your finger over a little bit. Just open up that angle and that stretch on the side. Over to the other side. Good job, guys, well done. Pull a little bit more with your fingers. Arms up, you're just going to do a couple of twists side to side. Try to keep your hips straight and your hip bones facing forwards. Hands on your hips, just two big circles around in one direction, and then we're going to swap. Good, arms out, pull your ribs in, flatten out your back, lift your chin, shoulders down, and we're just going to stretch out in front, so keep your legs nice and straight, and all you're doing is bending over. Good, arms out straight, head up, you can look at the screen. And I've got my ribs pulled in, so I'm not arching my back and sticking my bum out too much. But now we're going to do that, so you can let your ribs go a little bit, stick out your bum more, you'll probably feel more of a stretch on the back of your legs, and then pull your ribs in, and then hands to the floor.
Now you're going to completely relax your body down towards the floor. You can bend your arms if you can. If you're only getting your fingertips to the floor, that's okay. Try go a little bit further. Then you're going to completely relax your head, relaxing the back of your neck, just letting your head hang down towards the floor, looking behind you. The whole time trying to keep your legs nice and straight and your feet flat on the floor. Hold it there. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, go a bit further. Now we're going to bend our knees and we're slowly going to roll up through our spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, for 8 counts. Keeping your head hanging, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Shoulders back. Well done. We're going to put one arm up, bend it down behind us, and push our elbow back. Again, keep your tummy in, your ribs down, keep your head up. If your head's down, you're not getting the full extent of the stretch. Good, well done. Hold it there. Might remind you of PE in school. Bring the arm across, pull it in. Make sure the shoulder pulls down. Look over your shoulder a little bit. You can also hold your wrist and pull away from you as well as down. And the other arm. So stretch back, press the elbow back, lift the head up, keep the ribs in, shoulders down a little. Good, keep the head up. Nice work. Release the arm, bring it across. You can pull it in or you can pull at the wrist a little, but be gentle. Pull away and pull in, shoulder down, look over your shoulder. Keep the arm straight. If your arm bends, you're not going to feel the stretch at all. You have to make sure the elbow is straight. Good, feet together. Standing up tall, ribs in, nice straight hips. You're going to just lift one foot up and just practice balancing on one leg. When you have your balance, you're going to bring the foot up behind you. Keep your knees together. You can put one arm out for balance if you want. And you're going to try to keep that hip nice and straight. So don't start to bend here. Push this nice and straight. Knees together and push the foot into your hand a little bit for an extra stretch. Stand up nice and tall. So you're pulling in with your arm, but pushing away with your foot. Good. Nice job, hold it there. Then you're going to pull it up in front of you, hold your balance. Good, stand up tall, do a few circles with your ankle. And the other way. Pull your leg up a little bit higher, stand up really tall. Good, release the leg, onto the other side. So lift the foot up and get your balance first. When you have your balance, you can bring the leg up behind you. You can put your arm out for balance if you want, on your head, on your hip. Keep the knees together, open up with the hip, keep the ribs in. Make sure the hips are side by side. Pull it in with your hand, but press back with your foot. Good, nice job. And we're going to pull the leg up in front. Continue to hold your balance. If you wobble and your foot goes down, just stand up tall before you pick the leg up again and pull it in towards you. A couple of circles with your ankle. Keep the standing leg straight. So if the leg is straight that you're balanced on, there's only one version of straight, but if your knee is bent, there's loads of different versions of a bent leg. So if you really want to keep your balance, you can just straighten the leg. Put it down, arms up. We're going to reach forwards, we're going to tip our toes, keeping our legs nice and straight, and we're going to stretch back up. And we're just going to do 5 goes. So off we go. 1, hand up, 2, 3, 4, last one, 5, and hold. So stay low for this go. This is our standing pike fold. Again, relax your neck, just stay there. If you find it quite easy and you're quite flexible, hands behind you and a little bit closer towards your legs. Bend your knees and slowly roll up. Nice job. We're going to go on to a lunge next. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm going to take a nice big step out in front of me. I'm going to press my back leg into the floor. Back leg is straight. Feet are pointing forwards. So some people have their leg turned out like this. For this stretch, we're making sure that everything is forwards. And then I relax down into it. So let your hips go down. Hold your core, make sure your hip bones are facing front. And if I peek over my knee, I can still see my toes. You can stretch it nice and tall. If you're getting wobbly, you can put your hands down to hold your balance, or another version of it would be to drop your back knee down onto the floor. So we're just going to hold it there. Don't let your knee wobble out to the side. You're trying to keep it in, right in front of your belly button. Back knee down on the ground, point your back foot. Let it go into the lunge a bit more. You might lift your arms up and sit up taller in the middle. You might lean back a little bit. Maybe you'll even look to the ceiling. Arms around, hands in front. Straighten the front leg, point your foot. We're going to flex it. Point it. And then we're going to slide into splits. So we're going to hold the splits here. Make sure that your knee is facing up to the ceiling. Your front foot is stretched. You might give it a little bit of a stretch yourself. Nice straight ankle. Your back leg, the knee should be turned under, so your knee should be down to the floor. And you might want to check your hips. So right now my hips are both facing out to the side. They should be facing right in front of me. So I might sit up on my hips a little bit. Turn so my belly button is facing the front. Making sure my leg doesn't go out to the side too much. And then I can practice bending my back leg up. So if it's coming up in a straight line, I've done a better job on my hips. If it goes out to the side like this, then my hips are facing the wrong way and my splits are not straight. So I might sit up again and try to fix it. If you're nice and flat, you might lift your arms off the ground. You might stretch down on your leg. You might try to reach behind you. You might see if you can bend your back leg and aim to touch your head. Arms up, imagine your beautiful split leap. Nice job, well done. Now we're going to turn to a side lunge. So my foot's flat on the floor. I'm sideways, I can stretch my leg or flex it. Not too much weight on my hands. I should really be able to lift my arms up off the floor. I'm going to move over to the other side now. Side lunge on the other side, making sure my knee isn't rolling in, so I need to keep pushing my knee outwards. Good, and I'm going to turn. And now I'm in my lunge again, but I'm on the opposite leg this time. Making sure my hips are forward. My feet are all in a nice straight line. Checking that I can see my toes if I peek over my knee. Making sure my knee doesn't roll to the side. Sitting up tall. Back knee down. Arms up. Sit up tall in the middle. Hips forward. I might lean back a little bit. I might look to the ceiling if I can hold my balance. Hands around the floor. Straighten my front leg. Stretch my foot. Make sure your foot's in a nice straight line in front of your belly button. Then you might flex your foot for an extra stretch. You might go lower if you can. Point your foot. And then we're going to slide into splits on this side. Again, doing all our little checks. So a little bit of self-assessment. We're trying to make sure our knee is pointing up to the ceiling, our front foot is pointed, and we're not just pointing our toes, we need to be pointing at our ankle as well. Then checking our back knee. So is it turned under, or is my knee sticking out to the side like this? If that's happening, I need to sit up, turn my back leg under, and try again. Checking my hips are facing my front leg. I might try to lift my arms off the floor. You could go down on your front leg. You could reach to the back, which I find quite hard on my left. Arms up to practice your split leap. Shoulders down, chins up. And then I'm going to pull the leg back up. And from here, I'm just going to bring my feet together. Give my legs a little rest. Nice job. We're going to put our feet together, knees out to the side. A couple of butterfly wings up and down. And we're going to do a few side to sides. Nice job. Legs out in front in our pike. So this is our pike sit or L sit. Going to reach forwards, touch our feet, stretch up. Legs out into our straddle sit. Making sure we have nice tight legs. So you're trying to squeeze the muscles up here. Trying to get your heels off the ground if you can, but not by leaning back and lifting your heels. You're just trying to do it because your legs are so tight. Make sure you're stretching your feet. Nice stretch up and pull the ribs in. And we're just going to go straight down from the middle. Don't put your hands down until you've gone as far as you can. When you can't go any further, then you can put your hands down and hold and try to go a little bit further each time. Don't come back up. You take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you see if you can go a little bit further and just hold it. Don't come back up. And every time try to go a little bit further. It should feel like a stretch pain and not a pain. So let's try hold it for another few seconds. We'll go a little bit further. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your arms up, feet back together. We're going to pike fold one more time. Down and hold. Stretch up. Legs around to the back. Lying down on your tummy. Hands underneath your shoulders, elbows up off the floor. You can put your feet a little bit apart. You're going to stretch up. Nice straight arms. Long neck, shoulders back. So we're stretching our backs and our tummies. You can move your hands a little bit closer. If you don't feel warmed up enough, you can always just do it on your elbows first, like this, practicing pushing your shoulders down, lifting your head, and then you can go up onto your hands. Try to look up to the ceiling, shoulders back. And we're slowly going to come down. We're going to do that one more time, but this time we're going to put our feet together. Nice tight legs, feet together, hands under your shoulders, and slowly push up. Push the shoulders down and back, so you should feel your shoulder blades pulling together behind you, and then you're going to look up to the ceiling. Hold it there. If you're very flexible, you might bend your knees now and try to touch your head off your feet. Okay? All the way back down. And we're going to push up into our angry cat position that we did earlier for our front support. Nice rounded back. Lift your head up and slowly arch your back into a happy cat position. And round one more time into the angry cat. Hands out in front and push your armpits towards the floor for a nice shoulder stretch. Make sure your thumbs are quite close together, that your arms aren't out too wide. Lift your head up and look for your thumbs so your head's not in the way. Armpits towards the floor, hips up to the ceiling, and then go up on your fingertips to open up some space for an extra stretch. Sitting up on your feet now, hands out in front, flat onto the floor, nice stretch for our wrists, and turn them over. Nice straight arms. If your elbows are bent, you're not going to feel the stretch. A couple of circles, other way, and some circles like this, and some waves. And with the kids, we get them to do friendly waves. All right, legs out in front. A couple of circles with your ankles, making sure you're working through the arch of your foot as well. So you might point first of all with just your ankles and then point with your toes. Okay, whatever you feel like you need to do. If you feel like there's any other areas that you'd really like to have warmed up, maybe you might want to do some stretches like this, or you might want to do a little twist. So if there's any other stretches you feel like you'd like to do, you can pause the video and do them now. Otherwise, we're just going to do a quick crab just to get our shoulders going. So we're going to put our feet on the floor, hands behind us, sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to press into our feet, press into our hands, and push up like this. Good, hold it there. And down. Shake your arms out. And then we're going to do a bridge. So for the bridge, it's very similar to the crab, except our arms are the other way around. So it's going to be a big stretch for our shoulders, all right? So I'm going to lie down and show you our starting position. Try and keep your feet together, but if it's your first bridge of the day, you can put your legs a little bit apart. Your hands are going to go beside your ears with your elbows up, and then you're going to press into your hands and your feet to push yourself off the floor, making sure your head doesn't go on the ground. Nice straight arms. Move your feet a little bit closer, push them again, and then you might drop your head in the middle, in between your arms. If you feel like you need to come down, you just tuck your head in, bend your arms and legs and come down. Or if you could stay for longer, you might put your feet together and try to push again. Relax your head. Straight arms. Head comes in, bend your arms, all the way back down, avoiding landing on your head. Then you can pull your knees in. You can just rock your body side to side, or you could try rocks backwards and forwards like this. We might even bring our legs over our head for a nice stretch. Good counter stretch to the bridge. And we're ready to do bridge again. So lying down, hands in, elbows to the ceiling, feet nice and close, preferably together. Ready to push up and go. Move your feet closer, push again. Relax your head in the middle, nice straight arms. Feet in closer, push again. Keep open those shoulders. Push your armpits towards the opposite wall. Heads in, bend your elbows, down you come, and a couple of rock and rolls. For the last rock and roll, we're going to try to stand up, feet nice and close to our bum, your hands out in front. Okay, well done. We're ready to get going on our strength and conditioning now. Okay, so we're going to start with the dish hole shape that we were doing earlier. We want to do a nice long shape preferably. So we don't want to be up too high like this. You're trying to make the shape nice and long, and it replicates your swing shape on bars as well. If you start to get tired, remember you can drop a foot, you can bring your arms down, you can bend your knees in a little bit. We're trying to hold for the whole amount of time that we're going to do. And we're going to go for 30 seconds, okay? So everybody ready? So rolling down, getting into shape. Lift your arms up if you can, and here we go.
Try to keep your arms up by your ears, nice straight legs. Don't forget to stretch your feet as well. Remember, if you're starting to struggle, you can lower your arms down by your sides. Try not to hold on to your legs though. Make sure your lower back keeps pressing into the floor. Try to keep your shoulder blades off the floor. If you're really struggling, you can drop 1 foot down or 2 feet. Maybe you might bend your knees. Try to hold it. You're nearly there. 2, 1, and relax. Great job, guys. Well done.
Okay, next we're going to do our arch hold like we did in our warm-up. We're going to go for 30 seconds. Remember, if you start to get tired, try not to come out of the shape. If you're really starting to get tired, you can bend your arms in. And then if you're really struggling, you can put 1 foot down, the other foot down, or 2 feet down, and then try to lift up a little bit higher in your upper body. Okay? Everybody lying flat. Make sure your ears are between your arms, squeeze your legs nice and straight. And everybody lift up and hold.
Try to keep your legs nice and high off the floor as well as your chest and your arms. Try to squeeze your knees nice and straight and point your toes. Keep squeezing your arms beside your ears. If you're starting to struggle a bit and it starts to feel a bit hard, you can bend your elbows and bring your hands near your head. And if it's still quite hard, you can put your feet down on the floor and just try to keep your upper body off the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, well done. You're on your rest break now. Remember, you can take a break at any time if you need a drink or to go to the bathroom or you simply need a rest. Now turn your attention back to the screen for the next section.
Next we're going to do our straddle levers. Before we start, we're just going to make sure that the muscles are fired up and remember how to be nice and tight. So legs out, fingertips on the floor. We're just going to do 10 squeezes. So we're going to relax our legs and then we're going to squeeze nice and tight, aiming to get the heels off the floor, legs nice and straight, firing up those muscles so they're really hard and our feet are pointed. And then we're going to relax them and we're going to do 10 of these on my count. So you ready? Here we go. 1, relax. 2, 3, well done. 4, 5, 6, 7, well done. 9, 10. Relax the legs, well done. We're going to turn to one side and we're going to keep both legs nice and tight, but we're going to lift one leg up and down 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hug your legs in. Good job. Okay, we're ready to do our straddle levers. A few tips for when we're up there. You want your hands to be no wider than shoulder width apart. You want your fingers to face forwards. Keep your legs nice and straight. Keep your head just looking forwards. Make sure you lean forwards a little bit because that's what usually causes people to fall, is because they're leaning backwards or they're trying to push the floor away from them that way. You need to lean forwards into the floor. Also try to keep your hips up nice and high and try to lift your hips up and away from your arms. So you're not just resting on your arms like a shelf for your legs. And then as you're lifting your hips up, don't forget to lift your heels up nice and high as well. So your feet should actually be even a little bit higher than your hips, okay? So everybody ready?
We're going to do a 5-second hold with a 15-second break, and we're going to do this 3 times. Here we go, everybody up. It's pretty hard, so just doing your very best try. And rest. Well done, have a break. Remember, if you're not able to hold yourself up, that you can leave 1 foot on the ground or 2 feet on the ground and you can just lift your bum off the floor. And for the next try, you can leave your bum on the floor and just keep your feet up. Ready, here we go for the next one. Everybody up, hold. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake out your wrists, shake out your legs. And the last go, ready, here we go. And everybody up. 3, 2, 1, and rest.
We're going to give our wrists a little break for a couple of minutes while we do some plank holds. So just to remind you what a plank is, it's like a front support, but we're down on our forearms. Try to make sure that your elbows are in at your shoulder width, like this, and not too wide. Try to make sure you're doing that nice rounded shape in your shoulders. So you could go down like this, round your back, elbows on your shoulder width apart, one foot out in front and then the other, and then making sure you don't have your bum stuck up or your tummy drop down. You're trying to just do a nice flat shape. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to hold it for 1 minute. So we're ready to do this together. Plank, here we go. Ready? Into your position and hold.
Doing your best to keep a nice straight body shape. Keep pushing up strong through your shoulders. Keep your head in a nice neutral position, so just straight in line with the spine, just looking down at your hands. Keep pulling the chest in. Don't let your tummy sink. It's going to be hard. Try really hard not to come out of it, but if you're really losing your shape, you could put one knee on the floor just for a sec and then try get into the position again. You're nearly there. You've got 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and relax. Well done. We're going to have a 20-second break now, so give your tummy a stretch, give your arms a rest, and then we're going to go for this again for a 20-second hold. Okay, get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and up into the plank again. 20 seconds. Nice straight body. Try not to let your hips come up in the air, so keep everything in a nice straight line. Nice hollow chest. Hold it there. 5 seconds left. You're doing brilliant. Well done. And rest.
Nice job, everybody. We're going to be back to working on our wrists a little bit more and getting us ready for doing some handstands. So we're going to do a series of what are called bunny hops. They're pretty much a handstand, but your legs are bent down and your knees are tucked in. So this stops you from doing bad shapes in your back, protects your lower back, stops you from falling over because your knees are bent down towards your chest. It keeps you balanced on that side of the handstand, so you're not going to fall over the top. So it's a really good shape to practice. So I'm just going to squat down. My knees are already tucked in and I just try to keep them there as I go up. Hands in front, fingers out, stretched out. Hands are going to be flat on the floor, so make sure you're not going on your thumbs or doing any funny hands. Then I'm going to push off my feet and I can just start with a little small one like this. You can push your hands back off the floor if you want, or if you're confused about that, you just keep your hands down on the ground and you just practice pushing off your feet. It's all about transferring the weight from your feet to your hands. Then you can start to get slightly higher and higher and do bigger ones. Okay. And when they get a little bit easier, then the last step is trying to open up your shoulder angle, but doing it without arching your back and lifting your knees away from your chest. So sometimes if your shoulder flexibility, if you can't put your arms up here like this without sticking your ribs out and arching your back, then you might need to work on your shoulder flex. You need to be able to do a nice straight line here from your fingers all the way down without sticking your ribs out, okay? So work on your shoulder flex if you find this next section hard. So I'm going to go up into my bunny hop, trying also to open up my shoulder angle. If you feel like you're going to fall over, if your knees have kind of come out a bit, you feel like you're going to topple over, the way to save it is a really quick and short movement with your hand. So you're basically taking a step with your hand, but try not to do a really long step or a big one, because then you're balancing on one hand for a couple of seconds. So really quick step with your hands like this. Okay, I'll do that facing forwards. All right, and if you're really a goner, make sure you tuck your head in and roll out of it like this. Okay, just to save your back. If you land flat on your back, you might end up a little bit winded, all right? So I want you to try 15 of these bunny hops, starting with maybe 3 to 5 small ones, then trying to go a little bit bigger. And if you can get up to the full size of it as well, that's even better. But just make sure you have a nice safe space to work them in. That if you're going to take a step forwards, make sure there's nothing around you that you could possibly hurt yourself on, all right? So go up to 15 of those. You might pause the video here to work on it, and when you've got 15 done, you can hit play again. Next up, we're going to work on our handstands.
You're going to practice 10 of the best handstands you can do, trying to hold it for at least a second or two when you're up there. Make sure you're stretching your body nice and tall, you're keeping your muscles nice and tight. You kick one leg up and then the other. Try to stack everything on top of each other so you're hitting a nice vertical position. Nice, tall, straight. Arms just shoulder width apart and pushing up tall through your shoulders. Then trying to keep your legs nice and straight. Point your feet as well. Your head should be tucked in between your arms. We're going to pause the video here so that you can practice your 10 handstands and then you can hit play when you're finished. Welcome back. Hopefully your arms aren't too tired after your handstands. We're going to be doing some press-ups next. You're going to try to keep your body nice and straight. I'll just show you from the side position here. Just bending your arms, holding your body shape the same. The only thing that changes is that your arms bend. You're bringing your nose down towards the floor, okay? You're going to go for 5 of them. We'll all do them together on my count, so get ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job, guys. Well done. Have a little rest, shake out your arms, and get ready for the last section. We're going to blast out a few different exercises. We're going to be doing squat jumps. Then we're going to be doing mountain climbers with a nice big jump in the middle, alternating arms or hands on your hips if you want. Then we're going to be doing heel raises, where we're going up and down on our toes like this. Then front support running. Our knees are going to come in towards our tummy like this. And to finish it off, we're going to do a couple of gymnastic skills, a forward roll, a cartwheel, a split jump, a bridge, and then lifting your leg up in the air. And this is just to show our stamina that we're able to do some gymnastic skills after working so hard on conditioning. So we're going to do 20 seconds of each of these exercises. There's going to be a timer on the screen, so get ready to go. Squat jumps, here we go, 20 seconds. It's going to be tough to keep going, but do your best not to stop. Make sure you squat all the way down and try to get a bit of push off the floor so you're getting a little bit of height in the jump. Keep it going. If you're really struggling, you can do the squat without the jump, but keep breathing. Normal breathing as best you can. And break. Well done. You have a few seconds to take a break, catch your breath, and we're going to go on to the mountain climbers. Here we go. Ready, 20 seconds, and go. So don't bang your knee off the ground, just a tap and then a big jump. Try and hold your core. Nice big push off the floor as best you can. Keep your breathing going. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and rest for a few seconds. Well done, that's fantastic. You guys are doing great. We're going to do heel raises next. So here we go, look at the screen. It's going to be these ones next, up and down on our toes. Ready, off you go. Again, engage your core. Lift the heels nice and high up off the ground. Squeeze your ankles together. Keep your tummy and your bum tucked in. Stand up nice and tall. Try not to relax when you hit the ground with your heels. And rest. Well done, guys. This is getting very hard, but you're doing great. Keep going. We're getting down to the last few now. So you're going to be doing a front support position and you're going to be running like this, lifting your knees into your tummy. Off you go. Push up tall through your shoulders, nice and fast. So once your foot hits the ground, you're going to bounce it straight back in. So you're rebounding your feet off the floor. You're doing great. Keep going. You have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take a few deep breaths. We're getting there. You're doing fantastic. Well done. Now we're on to the gym skills. Check out the screen for a quick reminder. Are you ready? You have 15 seconds to do them. It's going to be your forward roll. You have the cartwheel next. You have a split jump. Then you have your bridge, lifting your leg up in the air. And you're finished. Well done, guys. Amazing. You did a really great job. We were doing all our fitness, our conditioning. You were getting in lots of stretches and then some more strength and conditioning at the end there. You did brilliant. Do a bit of a cool down now yourselves by doing a couple of light stretches. Your calf muscles, your quads, your hamstrings. Well done, guys. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Take care of yourselves.
and then have a great day. Bye.